Oh, hello, dear viewer. 'Tis Jonna here once again, surfing the seas of beer with you. It's a collaboration brew. And talking of collaboration brews, I, as you saw, have been reading the Southwest magazine from Beer 52. If you're interested in Beer 52 at all, hook me up and I can probably get you a deal, shall we say. So if you're thinking about it, send me a message and let me know. And if you're up for sending a message, why don't click like down below? It really does help me out. Okay, this is the beer we're going to have today. It is from Paradise Brewing, which are in Edinburgh, Scotland. It's called Sarsen Altbier. And as we well know, the Sarsen Stones are down at Salisbury Plain. They are part of the Henge, the Stonehenge. Um, and Altbier is weird because it's a German style. So it says Altbier, Alt style beer, it says, with low profile hops and nose, light character, high carbonation level, lively palate, fresh, smooth, and drinkable. It's got Hallertauer Mittelfrüh as the hoppies, bit malty, nice mouthfeel, a little bit sweet, etc., etc., etc. And where are we at? 5% ABV, which is all right with me. Now, the reason why I said this beer, look at the henge, it's got some eyes on it. The henge is looking at you. You see that? There's an eye there. There's the henge. There's an eye there. Eye. How weird's that? But have a look at this. It says Paradise, but brewed at Wild Beer Co. Shepton Mallet, which is down in the West Country, and Paradise, as I said, up in Edinburgh. What else have we got? We've got some oats in there. We do not have any wheat, but never mind at all. Paradise Sarsen Altbier, and they're the Sarsen Stones. Now, the first time I tried a proper Altbier was when I was in Germany many moons ago. And we stopped off, me and my pal Jim. If you're watching this, Jim, shaman to you. We went to Spain on holiday, and we were there for a whole month. And then on the way back, we met up with a couple of German guys, and we said, "Yeah, we'll come to yours." So we drove through Spain up. I think we went into Austria and then up into Germany. 'Twas epic. Uh, maybe through Switzerland. I can't remember. Long time, many moons. And then on the way back, how did we come back? I think we came back just through France. Maybe we went through Belgium. Can't remember. Long time ago. Did an epic trip though. A European road trip. We were driving, or should I say, Jim was driving because he wouldn't let me drive, even though I was insured on his dad's car. He wouldn't let me drive, bastard. Anyway, never mind. All beer under the water, under the fridge. There we go. We'll do one of those today. Paradiso. Oh, look, it's a shiny. Oh man. How can we do that? Ah, there we go. Not getting the reflection off that bad boy today. Anyway, who cares about that? We only care about beer. And I have to say, this is quite light. Now, I don't know how good your German is, but Altbier essentially means old beer. And it's like, the way I look at it, or used to look at it, was it's the German, or one of the German kind of bitter styles. If you were if you were converting it to the EU or the British, what is he talking about? The British style. It was like like a pint of bitter. This, however, looks much more like a pale ale, and I would say a hazy pale ale at that, because you cannot see much through there. The head has already disappeared. I can't really comment. For a beer that is supposed to be, as our dear article said, oh, very carbonated. That is as flat as a witch's you know what. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with that head. I do like that yeasty smell though. Yeast, malt, and German noble hops. The aroma is a little bit sweet too. Perhaps a little lager-like, but we will see, dear viewer. 5%, not too bad on the ABV too. Cheers and beers. Let's get into this one. Probably not going to hang around too much on this one today. I say that now. Ooh, yeah, reasonably carbonated. That gave me the hiccup, but very sweet. Malty, like kind of crackers, or definitely some sort of biscuit. Not a digestive, not a dark biscuit. A light biscuit, a cracker. This would pair very nicely with some cheese. Nice. Oh, lovely. It does remind me of other German styles. It does have a semi-lager-like character, but I do imagine that's kind of like the yeast, or what the malt bill perhaps that they're using. It's not too dark. Does that mean I'm going to have hiccups throughout this whole beer? I do apologise, dear viewer, if that is the case. I mean, you could say that the malt is very similar to a kind of European pale ale style, but it's the yeast that really makes the difference here. It's giving something to this beer that you wouldn't get. So I wouldn't be surprised if perhaps it's some sort of Weissen yeast or something like that. Because it's giving characters definitely to the taste that you probably wouldn't get from any other beer. So I think this is a very unique style, especially one that's brewed or is from a Scottish brewery, but brewed in the southwest. And I haven't checked up for a while, and I have seen some wild beers around, but I have heard that wild beer are actually closing down, which is a real shame because they did some nice beers. They were expensive, in my humble opinion. But I did see a beer the other day, wild beer, which was a thiol beer. Or they were doing some sort of thiol yeast or thiol research on it. And for those of you that looked at my review of the year, you will know that I tried a wild beer at the beer festival, the Great British Beer Festival in London Olympia, and it was on my birthday this year. I love the way that works out. It was the trade day, so I had to blag my way in, which I managed to do, because I'm a famous YouTuber, of course. But that beer was a special. They had a thing called a sensory zone or a tasting zone, and it was right next to the malt miller shop. So big shout to the malt miller. You guys really were cool. let me have a look around your products while I was, you know, half cut to say the least. But the thiols were really good, and that's kind of similar to this because it's all about the yeast and interactions with the yeast that wouldn't usually happen. Really interesting stuff. But yeast, I think, is probably going to be the way forward. You heard it here first. Yeast is going to be the way forward, definitely for 2023, if not for the next few years. So it's going to be new styles of yeast. Okay, we had Kvike yeast, which is kind of dropping down a little bit because people are using it for styles that they shouldn't really use it for. Kvike lager, anyone? Are you completely bonkers? It doesn't make any sense. However, it is good for Norwegian farmhouse styles of beer. Really good yeast. But thiols are the way forward. Yeast and hop interaction. So they do funny things to the taste and the flavours. But keep an eye out for thiols going forward, and I will too, because I'm actually really interested in how these things work. Let me get back to this beer. Wow, we're over 10 minutes already. Oh, if you like malty bad boys, on the kind of sweet side too, you'll love this beer. And I am a big fan of Altbier, of which this one is. As I said before, this is the Sarsen Altbier. Come on, focus, damn you. Hocus pocus, why don't you focus? Ugh. It's focusing on the background. What is that all about? Kind of, there we go. Sarsen Altbier, and there are the Sarsen eyeballed stones on Salisbury Plain. Guys, bit random today. Sorry about that. Went off on a little bit of a rant about thiols, but I really think that is going to be the new thing. Guys, make sure you drink some beer. It is good for you. It puts hairs on your chest. All of that kind of nice stuff. This has been your loving Unclejona, and please come back for more beer reviews.